Welcome to the Beyond the Charts podcast. I'm your host, Miriam, aka the Curly Trader, here to help you start your day with purpose and power. I hope you woke up with unwavering faith that what you're working towards is already on its way to you, but please remember, whether you are on or off the charts, it's all about positioning. Step by step, trade by trade, you gotta align yourself to seize these opportunities because success doesn't wait for anyone, and neither should you. It is currently 7:18 p.m. in a cool evening in Southern California, and today we are going to be diving into burnout. That's right, what it is, why it happens, and how to prevent it from derailing your trading journey and your life. So go grab some popcorn, a pen and paper, and a warm cup of tea, and let's get into it, shall we? Okay, y'all, let's just address the elephant in the room real quick. Yes, it has been a minute since I've dropped a podcast episode. And honestly, okay, it's been 6 months kind of minute, okay? I know. But I promise I didn't ghost y'all. Life just lifed, okay? It lifed pretty hard. So, since the last time we chatted, I have moved. I got engaged to the love of my life. Shout out to my fiance for being my peace and my hype man. I love you so much. And I've been building something super exciting behind the scenes, a beginner trading course that is almost ready to launch. P.S. If you are interested or know someone who wants to finally learn trading and investing in a way that does actually make sense, I'll drop the link in the show notes. So go check it out. And on top of all of this, I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, have you seen the markets lately? Right? I mean, we got tariffs, we got Trump tweeting the tweets and straight up chaos in the financial streets. It's been giving uncertainty with a capital U. So, yeah, things have been a little wild. But honestly, I really just needed a break. I needed a break from creating, I needed a break from trading, from just constantly being on. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It is a lot. And sometimes even good things can feel overwhelming. And we don't talk about that enough, right? Like you can be blessed and burnt out at the same time. Feel me? And when you're juggling new beginnings, and big decisions, right? And let's be real, your entire nervous system is trying to keep up. It is okay to take a step back. Like I had to pause, I had to regroup, I had to allow myself to actually enjoy this new season instead of trying to rush through it. So, if you have been feeling off or distracted or just honestly kind of just disconnected from the charts lately, you are not alone. And that is exactly what we're going to be unpacking today. Burnout, what it looks like, why it sneaks up on you even when life is good, and how to keep it from derailing your growth as a person and as a trader. So, let's talk about what burnout really is and why it happens in trading specifically. So, I actually Googled, like I typed in to Google, what is burnout? And this is what I got. So, burnout is a state of mental, physical, and emotional exhaustion that results from chronic workplace stress. Okay? Let that sink in for a sec. Chronic workplace stress. Burnout isn't just about having like an off day, okay? Or just feeling a little tired. Or for my ladies out there, y'all know during our cycles, you know how it is, right? It's deeper than that, okay? It is bone deep exhaustion. It's literally where everything mentally, emotionally, physically feels like it has been wrung dry. And when we put this in the perspective of trading, it looks like you're still showing up. You're still showing up for the charts. You're still sitting down at your desk, but you're like on autopilot. Okay, there is no fuel left in the tank yet. Somehow you're still running, but you're running on empty. Okay. The thing that's kind of wild about burnout is you don't actually realize it's happening until you're like a few stages into it. I mean, even more so, burnout in trading, it's not that obvious. Like when you compare burnout in a normal 9 to 5 job, right? This might look like you feeling overworked, maybe you're underappreciated, maybe your colleagues just suck, right? Trading burnout is a whole different beast because with trading, you are the sole driver of your success or your failure. Like you don't have any superiors or coworkers to rely on or transfer accountability to, right? Burnout from trading is deeply tied to your identity and your self-worth, okay? And this is even more apparent. It's even more apparent when you take a loss because losses can feel they feel like a gut punch, right? Like they can feel like personal failures and the mental toll with that comes really fast and really hard. So, what does burnout actually look like then? I'll break it down for you guys. So, number one, you are feeling constantly fatigued. And again, I'm not talking about the kind of fatigue you get when, you just stayed up too late, right? Like you stayed up watching too much Netflix, maybe an extra season of Dexter. That's not the type of tired that we're talking about here, okay? This is the type of tired where even after a full night's sleep, you're still dragging. You get up, you make your coffee, you sit at your desk, but your energy is already tapped out before the day has begun. And when you are trading in that kind of state, it's it is impossible to stay sharp, okay? Number 2, you get mental fog. This is when like things that should be obvious they're just not, okay? It's like you're trying to think through mud. Your analysis becomes slower, your decisions start getting cloudy, you're doubting things that you would usually feel confident about. And then every action might even take twice as long because your brain is just fighting this invisible weight. Number 3, decision paralysis. This is when like every choice feels monumental and you just start second guessing everything. Like trades that you would normally take without hesitation suddenly make you freeze. You're looking at an opportunity right in front of you, but instead of acting, you're just spiraling through the questions of what if scenarios. And then there's just like this little annoying voice in your head that keeps asking, what if this goes wrong? What if I miss something? You're just stuck in this loop of indecision. And that decision paralysis it's just another symptom of burnout. And if this wasn't an obvious one, emotional exhaustion, right? This one's tricky though. This one's tricky because it doesn't always scream burnout. It might just feel like you're a little bit more frustrated, maybe you're a little bit more annoyed, but here's the thing, okay? In trading, in trading where emotions they're already high, right? Being emotionally drained makes everything feel magnified, okay? Like every dip in the market feels deeper. Every loss feels like a gut punch. You are snapping at small things or feeling way more sensitive than usual. That's what emotional exhaustion in burnout looks like. And lastly, number 5, we have loss of interest. This one's the hardest, honestly. It's when you get to that point where you're not even sure why you're doing this anymore. The passion the passion of trading is just completely gone. And you are just doing it at this point because you're used to it. But the spark, the drive, all of that is gone. It's nowhere to be found. And now trading starts to feel more like a chore. And then now it's harder to push yourself forward when that feeling starts to creep in. And if you've nodded your head to any of these 5 signs, it might be a good time to take a break. Take this as your sign to not trade tomorrow, okay? Step away from the charts. And the thing is, like, here's the thing though. I want to mention this because these signs they don't just show up overnight. I mentioned this earlier. They are not really easy to completely identify. They might creep in little by little. Maybe you don't notice them at first because you're still showing up. You're still getting those dopamine hits. You're still doing the work, but over time, the signs will stack up. And before you know it, you're burnt out. Let me share something personal here because Burnout has crept up on me more times than I care to admit. And the crazy thing is I didn't see it coming. I thought I thought I was pushing through. I'm a very stubborn person, so I will if there's a will, there is a way, okay? So, at those times I thought I was being productive. I thought I was holding it together until one day I wasn't. I broke down. I this is a cycle, right? Like this is the cycle of burnout that I've noticed in myself. And one day I hit a wall. I hit a wall mentally, emotionally, even physically. Like you cannot get me to do anything. And when that happened, because that's what happened to me, right? And I realized like this wasn't just me being tired. Like this was me being done. System overload. I was done. Okay. And maybe you've felt that too. Maybe, you've told yourself you're fine. You needed a good night's sleep or, a reset Monday, but that fog doesn't lift. The weight doesn't budge. And when trading is your thing, when it's the place that you usually feel the most powerful, like that burnout hits different. Okay, it messes with your confidence, with your rhythm, with your decision making. So, if you've ever found yourself sitting at your desk staring at your charts feeling disconnected, or you're just over it, you're not alone. You're not alone. So, this brings us to the question that I already know. I already know you're forming it in your mind. Okay, so how do I stop this from spiraling? How do I even keep burnout from taking over? And the truth is, We we gotta start with breaking down how the brain is actually wired. This is where we get into the nerdy science stuff, okay? This is the I'm such a nerd. I'm such a nerd. I love understanding how things work, so just humor me for a sec, okay? We're gonna talk about dopamine. We're gonna talk about dopamine and how it works, and you'll realize later why it's important, okay? Just bear with me. So, dopamine is called the feel-good chemical, but it does way more than that. It is actually what drives motivation. It's what gives us that high when we hit a solid trade or even when we're actually just watching a promising setup unfold. This is what's crazy. So, every time you score a win on a trade or you see those candles, right? Maybe you're going long, you see those green candles. You're not just feeling good. Okay, your brain, if they put your brain under a brain scan, it would be lighting up like a football stadium at night. I'm not kidding. Like that feeling, that mechanism alone is what pushes you to chase that rush over and over and over again. There's this really, really fascinating study from Harvard Medical School by Dr. Hans Breiter, and he found that the anticipation of monetary gains, the feeling that we get from just like watching the charts, okay? We're not actually making money yet, we're just watching it. That feeling activates the same areas of the brain as cocaine. That's how addictive this shit is, okay? Like, even just waiting for the next trade setup or staring at those charts hoping for a movement is enough to trigger a dopamine release, which makes you want to stay glued to your screen, refreshing, analyzing, and constantly ready to react. But here's where things get a little dicey, okay? When you are constantly feeding your brain these dopamine hits, it can lead to something called dopamine overload. And dopamine overload is a little nasty, okay? When you're overstimulated, meaning that you're giving your brain this endless feed of reward-driven tasks, it can make you desensitized. Studies show that too much dopamine actually causes dopamine receptors to wear down. That means it takes more and more stimulation to feel that initial thrill. So, just like building a tolerance to caffeine or sugar, all right, if you're a coffee drinker, you know what this is like. I definitely know what this is like, right? You will find yourself needing that quote unquote high constantly, okay? But it's like a double-edged sword. And it can really set you up for burnout or even worse decisions. The thing is, dopamine overload is really dangerous for traders because when you're running on all of this overstimulation, your judgment starts to slip. These same studies actually link high dopamine levels to impulsive decisions and, a diminished ability to see long-term consequences. I talk about this a little bit more in depth in the last episode that I had, but that's why you might find yourself revenge trading or chasing setups that don't really fit your plan, right? You're just looking for a dopamine hit, and your brain is driving you to get that rush. But the more you chase it, the less satisfaction you actually feel, which can really send you spiraling into riskier and riskier moves. So now that we know what's actually going on behind the scenes, like how dopamine is literally hijacking your brain and messing with your ability to trade clearly, let's talk about what we actually can do about this. Okay, because if you're constantly running on stimulation from trades, from alerts, from this back-to-back chart watching, you're basically frying your nervous system. Your brain's been stuck on this go, go, go for too long, and you need to bring it back to baseline. And no, I'm not about to go tell you that you need to go meditate for like 4 hours and drink celery juice. Listen, unless that's your thing, okay, no judgment here, in which case, do you boo. But I'm talking about something a lot simpler, like a lot more accessible, okay? You need to take your ass on a dopamine fast. And I'm not kidding about this. Like, literally, just go on a walk. Okay. Go on a damn walk. Better yet, go touch some grass. No, I'm not kidding. I literally mean this. Go outside, go find a patch of earth, go take your shoes off and plant your feet in the ground. I'm not kidding. This, like, if you know the feeling of walking barefoot on sand, which everyone should know what that feels like, it literally neutralizes you from all the influx of positive ions that you absorb from screen sucking on your phone all day. If you want better sleep, go walk on grass. You want to release muscle tension? Go walk on grass. It is crazy, okay? Like, who knew sticking your toe phalanges in blades of grass would calm you down? You heard it here first, okay? Don't say you didn't learn anything today from this podcast. But let me say this loud and clear, okay? Because breaks are not optional, right? Replay that. Breaks are not optional. They are essential. Just like any other job, right? Like where you get PTO, paid time off. You take PTO to unwind. You go on a vacation, right? Or maybe you just take a mental health day. Trading is no different. And actually, it might even be more necessary in trading because of how mentally taxing it is. So, you need to schedule those breaks as intentionally as you would schedule a vacation so you can give yourself time to recharge and then you can come back refreshed. And here's the thing, when I'm talking about a break, right? Let's actually clarify what kind of break I'm talking about. Taking a break isn't like stopping for a few hours or zoning out with Netflix for a weekend, right? Like I'm not talking about that. I mean really unplugging. Like really stepping away from the charts, from all the news and the chaos and the market updates. Like really give yourself that full reset. And sometimes that looks like a day, right? Sometimes that looks like a whole week. And trust me, whatever length of time you need to take, the market will still be here when you get back. I took 6 months, y'all. I took 6 months. We are in April. My last episode was October, okay? So just that's your perspective right there. But when you take these breaks, you are recharging your mental battery. You are giving yourself the space to come back with a fresh perspective. It's like restarting a computer, right? Sometimes you just got to do it. You got to power it down and reset. And that reset is what makes you a better trader. You come back with a clearer mind, a sharper focus, and a steadier hand when it comes to making decisions. And it's not just me saying this. There is literal research backing this up. There's studies that show that prolonged focus without breaks leads to decision fatigue. Oh, wait, that kind of sounds a lot like decision paralysis, right? One of the symptoms I talked about when it comes to burnout. Wait, so Miriam, you're telling me that trading without breaks will likely lead me to make more poor decisions, which means I'll less likely stick to my plan and more likely to lose focus on my goals? Yes, that is exactly what I am trying to preach here. So, here is my challenge to you. Start taking breaks. Like start adding it to your trading routine. Schedule them, plan them, stick to them. Just like you would set an alert for a specific trade setup, set an alert for when it's time to log off. Set an alert for when it's time to take a break or go on that mini PTO from trading. Here's the thing. I feel like some of y'all are so focused on trading that it has become your whole life. And I'm about to say this with all the love in the world because I've said it to myself before and I love myself very much. Go get a life. I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm not even trying to be mean. Go find something other than trading to bring you excitement. Like, don't get me wrong, trading is great. It's amazing, but it is not everything. Okay. And if the only thing you have going on in your life is the charts, oh my goodness, you are missing out on all the other experiences that can make you a well-rounded and exciting person. Like stepping away from trading doesn't mean you're just giving up. It doesn't mean you're giving up on the grind. It means that you're just giving yourself room to grow. Go take a cooking class, right? Maybe pick up a book that's not about trading. And I know some of y'all are into those nasty fantasy books. I know it. You know who you are. Go spend time with your friends who don't care about the markets. I mean, shoot, go to that yoga class that you've been putting off and find out how bad your balance actually is. That happened to me the other day. It was very embarrassing. But these moments can really remind you that you are a whole ass person outside of trading. And when you do come back to the charts, you will find that fresh perspective spilling into your strategy. I promise you. So, whoever needs to hear this today, balance is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Give yourself permission to step back, to reset, to take breaks as part of your trading journey. Make time for the things and people outside of trading that make you feel alive. When you approach this with patience and intentionality, you are not just setting yourself to be a better trader. You are setting yourself up to really enjoy the journey. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Charts. If you found this podcast helpful, please help me by subscribing and sharing it with a friend so I can continue to provide more value to you. And if you want to reach out, please leave a comment or shoot me an email at hello@thecurlytrader.com. I would love to hear from you. I am Miriam, your host, reminding you to look beyond the charts and envision your extraordinary potential. Until next time, go be great.